Use your tire iron to remove the wheel. Now turn the steering wheel to whichever direction the brake is on. So if the brake's on the left side, turn the steering wheel to the left. If it's on the right side, turn the steering wheel to the right. Okay, quick anatomy of the brakes here. This is the rotor. This is what turns when your wheel turns. The brake pads rub against this and cause the car to stop. This is the holder for the brake shoes itself. It's called a caliper. We're going to remove the bottom bolt down here, flip this caliper up, and replace the pads. First thing we need to do is remove this bolt down here on the bottom of the caliper. To do that, I'm going to use a 17mm socket wrench. And then pull it out all the way. We're going to need to grease this later. Alright, next we flip the caliper open. Just grab it by the bottom, pull it up. That exposed the brake pads. Here they are. This is one of the two new brake pads. When your brakes start squealing, it's because this wear indicator, this little metal clip here on the side, it's because your brake pads have worn all the way down to that. Now if you let your brake job go after this thing's been squealing a while, you'll probably need to replace your rotors too. But if you catch it just when this thing starts squealing, you still have enough brake pads on here to work and not kill anything. Okay, all we need to do to remove them is to just pull back on them on the top. Take a look. See, this is down there a ways. Not completely to the backing metal, but these are pretty shot. Now here's the one with the. Remember I was showing you that wear guide? It's right here. It is right to the bottom of the pad. See? These brakes are had it. They're shot. Check your rotor for wear. If it's smooth, if it doesn't have any grooves, you should be okay. If it has grooves, you probably either want to get it turned at a shop or have it replaced. Or replace it yourself, rather. Okay, now I'm going to spray this down with some brake cleaner. Get yourself some good brake pads. These are Wagner. They've been making brake pads like since cars have been cars. And these are ceramic and they're thermal quiet, so these should be pretty good. Now, before we install them, we need to apply some brake grease that you can also get at O'Reilly's or whatever place you're going. So we want to put the grease on the back of these pads in this area that is kind of sticks up here. Squeeze some out of this. A little dab will do ya. And then just smear it around with your finger. You want to make sure it's all nicely coated. Do the same thing with the other brake pad and we're ready to put them in. Now, to put them back in is fairly simple. The part with the grease on it goes to the outside. You just set this little foot right here, this little dog, in the bottom of this. You can see there's a place for it right there. Just push it down in there. And then push the top in. Don't get your fingers in that grease though. Now, the one with the wear indicator, remember that I showed you a couple of times here? That goes to the back. Again, the pads go to the inside. Set it in that little space. Oh, there we go. Push it in. Now you want to make sure that you've got them as close up to the rotor as you can, so give them a little squeeze. Now, up above the pads that we flipped up is the caliper, remember? Okay, this is the piston that pushes the brake pads against the rotor. We need to depress that. Now to do this, I just use a C-clamp and one of the old pads. So I'll just put the C-clamp and then I'll use this basically to give it something to push against. And then just twist it until it goes all the way in. Okay, once it's all the way in, make sure that that gasket around here is okay. Okay, once you have that pushed in, go ahead and flip it down over the brakes. It should just go right there, and it's good. Okay, now it's time to put this bolt back in place. To do that, I'm going to put a little grease on it first. Just some multi-purpose grease. Oh, that looks gross, doesn't it? Just smear that on there. Down here, there's a little, the bottom of this thing, there's a little rubber gasket. You want to make sure that that gasket fits around this hole nicely, or you'll have a hard time putting this bolt back in. Okay, and just put the bolt in. And then tighten it up. That's it. Go ahead and turn that steering wheel back so that you can put the wheel back on. That looks good.